Carolyn Dube here, and today I've got a National Geographic for us today. Now, it's a beautiful magazine. I love the topic of the Earth and the planet and all the wonders that are in it, but I don't look at National Geographic for the articles. I'm in it for the pictures, and I am tore one of the pictures out, beautiful photography of an owl, and I wanted to do something with it. Well, then serendipity kind of bumped into my world. While looking through the Mixed Media Handbook by Kimberly Santiago, she had a technique in there using a bleach pen and a vintage magazine illustration. Well, I didn't have any vintage magazine illustrations, but I had my National Geographic page I liked. So I took a plain old bleach pen from the laundry section of the grocery store and started playing around. Now, as you watch the video and you see how this progresses as I'm playing around, I want you to pay close attention to the bleach pen and the moon, because oh boy, did I just keep messing and messing with that moon. But I just had to laugh how many times this little bit of fussing I did completely was obliterated a step or two later. So enjoy the laugh as I make this art journal page. Using the bleach pen, I'm going to go right on this page that I took straight out of an old National Geographic magazine. And by the way, sometimes you have to shake up these pens because sometimes it gets super runny in parts. So I'm going to shake it up so it's not too runny. I'm going to outline the owl, and then I'm going to look very critically at my moon. Now, the cool part about this is it takes a moment for the bleach pen to do its thing. So I've got a little bit of time to fiddle and mess with things, so that oops is really easy to fix. If I feel precise, I'm going to come in with a Q-tip. Now, keep in mind about how much I'm fidgeting with this, and I keep trying to get it right, and I want to be so precise with this. And finally, I realize there is no saving this moon. I'm just going to erase the whole thing. So keep in mind what you are working with, or what I'm working with, is bleach. And with that, it is caustic. So if you get any on your skin, you do want to wash your hands, just because it will actually eat away your skin if you let it just sit on your skin. So back to drawing in that moon, hoping to get it the way I want it, but no! Now comes the Q-tip to try and finalize it, and I finally said, it is what it is, and I'm sticking with that moon. Now I'm adding some very unnatural lines and stripes here at the bottom of the owl. Not exactly sure why, but I felt like doing them. So I let this dry completely, and now what you can see is it's real cracked looking, the little things flake off. Well, to get this stuff off of here, I can mess with it with my fingernail, and that'll take a while, or I can just grab a tool. I'm going to use a catalyst blade to do it, an old credit card, key card, that kind of thing, anything to kind of scrape it along. But keep in mind that what this is bleach, and it's little flakes of it, so I'm being very careful to keep it on the paper. I don't want it to become airborne. I'm just going to neatly put it into the middle here, and that way I can then just throw it all away. So all that dust disappeared, but I'm not done yet. Next thing I'm going to do is bring in the ever fancy paper towel, and I'm just going to start wiping where the bleach was. And you'll see that things start to come up a little bit more. The bleach has somehow loosened the coloring there. You can see it showing up on my paper towel. So I'm going to keep working it over until I get the look that I want. Well, as I finished this up, I realized it isn't quite what I wanted yet. So I realized I'm going to need to put on another layer of bleach. So I grabbed that bleach pen again. Remember how much I fiddled with that moon? Yes, and I'm still fiddling with the moon. And what am I going to do with it? I'm going to fill it in completely. And apparently it's a little addictive having that pen in my hand. So I am just taking bleach to all over the bottom of it too. What I'm going to do is give it a second treatment of the bleach and see what it looks like after this is dried. There is a fantastic level of serendipity to this. So as I'm scratching off that dried bleach very carefully, I am getting very excited about what this is going to look like. And as I'm scraping the bleach off, guess what? It doesn't really look that different. Well, here's the thing, is scraping the bleach off is just part of it. The other part of it is I need to, one, clear all that bleach off, shaking it off into the trash can, and then coming in with that damp towel. Again, really need to remind you, okay, I really need to remind myself that it's a caustic substance that I'm working with bleach, so that if it is some on my hand, I probably want to wash my hand off when I'm done. Can you tell I had a bad experience bleaching jeans in high school in the 80s? Yeah, who else tried that one? Anyway, back to point here of bleaching this magazine page. the more I work it with the water, the more stuff comes off of it. So it's not just one swipe. It's really however many I want to do until I get the look that I'm happy with. And I have to say, I keep messing with that moon. I really, really want to keep just messing with the moon. Well, now that I've got the page done, I found an art journal page that I started eons ago, who knows when or why, and the background really, really works well with it. Brings in some of the blues with it, so I'm happy with that. So I'm going to take a glue stick and with absolutely no precision, I'm going to put glue on the back of this and slap this thing down. Now this art journal is getting full. It's got lots of stuff in it, which is making it really hard for me to actually push this down flat. So I'm just going to bring out a brayer to do the dirty work for me, do the heavy lifting, and get that nice and smooth on there. I always love to add my thoughts or some journaling to an art journal page. So what I'm going to do is just dipping a fine paintbrush into some acrylic ink. I am going to start writing. And I'm starting out with wisdom because an owl just really, it always makes me think of wisdom. So the rest of this though, yeah, this writing neatly thing so you can read the words, it's just not me and it just didn't feel right. So I went back to my sloppy, scribbly writing. Now, as I'm doing this writing, you will never guess what's running through my head. I keep thinking about that moon. I am so fixated on that moon while I'm doing this art journal page. It's absolutely ridiculous. So I'm going to keep playing around with the acrylic ink here. I'm even going to have fun trying to put a few splatters. I'm very gently just going to put a few here and there. For a brief moment, I actually thought about trying to control the splatters. And then I decided to just let loose. And now there are splatters all over the page. And I'm loving it. But you'd think, I thought I was done. I really did. But no, I'm going to come back and mess with the moon some more. It's going to get a little bit of shimmer and gold to it. And now I think I'm going to be actually completely satisfied with that moon. Well, a big thank you to Kimberly Santiago for the inspiration with the bleach and the magazine, which led me to some play today. And a super big thank you to you for spending part of your day with me playing in an art journal. If you've had fun watching this video and would like to see more of my videos, I'd love it if you subscribe to my YouTube channel. That way you'll know as soon as I have a new video out. And of course, if you'd like to see more of what I'm up to, stop on over to the blog at acolorfuljourney.com, where I have both a free newsletter and all sorts of blog posts with all sorts of colorful adventures. Thanks for being a part of this colorful journey.